Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cyberelements and Renaissance webinar today on Zero Trust, Identity and Access Management as a Service. It's focused on MSP security and profitability, but this is obviously a solution which can be deployed in a non-MSP basis as well. We've been working with Cyberelements for quite a number of years now. Cyberattacks, you may also know as Substantia, has been deployed in the Irish marketplace across all industries, and is working successfully. And one of the things I think, if I get any feedback from anyone, one of the things they say about this is identity and access management is often thought as quite a difficult service to deploy. But when they have used the Cyberelements IAM, one of the things they've all commented on is how easy and simple and quick they can spin up and start using the service. Looking forward to this webinar, and hopefully you'll find it useful. Jonathan, would you mind moving the slide to the next, please? So
Sure.
just a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to keep everybody muted during the session. However, at the end of it, we will unmute and for questions and answers. The session is recorded for those who are unable to attend, and we're going to distribute this to those and also the people who are here today. So if you do have any questions, please enter them into the chat, or if you have my email, you can send them directly. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Jonathan, and he'll bring you through the webinar. Thank you very much, everybody.
Sure. Thanks, Norman. Always a pleasure to have sessions with you guys. We've been working for the last 5 years, and it was a great journey so far. Lots of customers and partners. So always a pleasure to run some webinars with you guys. So good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Fostner. I'm the head of Cyberelements. So we'll talk this morning about briefly about what Cyberelements is in terms of features, positioning, and then we'll quickly jump into the core of the subject, which is why you as an MSP or MSSP should consider Cyberelements as a real SaaS platform and a platform that will deliver you great value for your own, for your business and for the business of your own customers. So in a nutshell, Cyberelements, just to remind you, is a SaaS, the single platform when it comes to talk about identity and access management. So we've designed this platform to cover all the best features that you need for, or your customers needs for, I would say, securing access from any type of users, maybe employees connecting with a professional device and working at home or working at the office, or third parties, external people that needs to securely connect to a very critical environment. And so Cyberelements is, depending on the context, depending on the user, where the user is, what type of device, the context, generally speaking, Cyberelements is enabling the best features to, again, give the right access at the right time for the right user. And so, again, let's say that you have an employee that needs to connect securely to some business applications. What we'll do essentially is looking at this user, again, the context, and we will establish the secure connection from this user to this application. And for some others, let's say IT administrators or third parties, external people that will connect to critical systems, servers, databases, critical applications. So we can add on top great features like session recording, real-time analysis of all the actions they're doing. We have a password vault. We can automatically inject credentials. So again, depending on the type of user, the context, we are adjusting the level of security and being sure that, again, we are giving the right access at the right time for the right user in a full trust and security. And that's what we do at Cyberelements. And we are usually covering, let's say, 4 or 5 different use cases. We've already touched a little bit about this. The first use case we are covering with this SaaS platform is the work from home. So we are enabling employees to securely connect from home. Again, maybe using a professional device, managed device provided by the company, or using their own personal devices. And again, on this context, we are the right applications with a single pane of glass. So all what they have to do is opening a web browser, connecting on the Cyberelements web portal, logging in. Of course, we are checking if it's the right user. And depending on again, on the context, we are granting access to the right applications. Then we can move to the, I would say, more sensitive use cases, which is all about privileged access management. So granting access to critical environments to very sensitive users. Again, maybe IT administrators, maybe third parties. So any user that needs to connect to a very critical environment. And so we are coming on top with, again, providing features like session recording, real-time analysis. Part of the solution at the core of the solution, we have a password vault. We are storing all the credentials, might be classic credentials, username, passwords, or might be keys, SSH API keys. And we are automatically opening sessions without disclosing any information. So we are automatically injecting the right credential into the app. We can do password injection. So things like we are, I would say, elevating the rights, giving the right access for this user without having to disclose all the critical informations. And we are also applying these to the industrial environments, so the OT space. We can secure access to very critical OT environments, different layers of the OT environments. And the good thing is that with this solution, we can also mix and match. So customers, and that's usually the case, an OT, an industrial company, is usually running an OT environment and on top the IT environment. And so we can have, with a single solution, we can have access to the two different environments, OT on one side, IT on the other side, having a clear segregation between the two, but at the same time having one console, so we can easily manage the two and switch from one to another. And the last two use cases are more linked to the type of business. I will start by the last one, actually, which is the compliance thing. So depending on your business, the vertical, the business you are operating, you might be, I would say, forced in a way to apply to some regulation, maybe needs to, or might be some specific vertical industry compliance frameworks. So we are helping with Cyberelements to, I would say, be compliant on the identity and access security part of things. And the last use case, which is the one that we will focus on today, which is the MSSP and third party. So you guys, your business is to manage different customers on a daily basis. So you have to be sure that you can connect securely to the different customer environments, being able to switch from one customer environment to another one. And that's exactly the use case we are covering with all the MSSP approach we have. So let's deep dive a bit more into this MSSP approach. And I wanted to start by, I would say, highlighting what we call the principles of a real SaaS solution. So what you should consider when you are looking at, as an MSSP, when you are looking at onboarding a new identity and access management solution in SaaS, what we are talking about behind the scenes, what makes a real platform a real SaaS platform, I would say. And so there is 10 key principles around that I wanted to deep dive today. The first principle is the fact that the solution, and of course, by the way, the 10 principles that I will highlight today are covered by Cyberattacks. That's, of course. And so the first one is the multi-tenancy. So again, your job as a trusted partner is to deal with multiple customers on a daily basis. So you have teams that needs to connect securely to different customers, and again, switching from one to another. And so you have to be sure that the SaaS solution you choose is a multi-tenancy. So you can have one instance for you, for I would say one customer you have, and at the same time being able to switch again between one instance to another one. And that comes, so Cyberattacks comes with this multi-tenancy. Again, one customer is equal to one instance, but on top, you get this single console, single view, and so you can switch from one customer to another one. So we give you as a trusted partner the ability to switch between the different customers you are managing. The second key principle is the self-service. So you should be able, in full autonomy, you should be able to create for your new customer its own instance. So all what you have to do is going on cyberelements.io, you get your own personal link as a partner, and you can create a new instance within 3 minutes, and so you can onboard easily a new customer within a couple of minutes. And that's really useful when you wanted to, I would say, get more customers and being able to, again, manage different customers without having to ask, I would say, our team to help you. You can do that by yourself. Your teams can do that in full autonomy, and that's really powerful. The next one, which is linked to the second one, is the on-the-fly provisioning. So the fact that, again, in 3 minutes, we are provisioning a new instance for your new customer without having to, I would say, go into deep configurations or deep understanding. All what we are asking you is to put the name of your customer, or the email of the customer, choosing the name of this new instance, and you're good to go. You click on start, and we are provisioning again, doing all the technical job behind the scenes, and within the next 3 minutes, we are giving you the keys to this new instance, and you can onboard your new customer. And the next point is related to how we start and how it is easy for you guys and your new customer to jump into this new platform and start using it. And so we've built around our console, we've built some, I will say, interactive user experience. So we are driving the customer into the console step by step. So we've designed some great use cases. And so depending on the use case that the customer wanted to achieve, I wanted to publish a critical on-prem application to critical users. We'll click on that, and the user experience will drive me into the console and show me the different step-by-step process, being sure that I would be able within a couple of minutes to do this this job. So again, we have 3-4 different use cases, and again, depending on what your customer wanted to achieve first, it's really easy to click on the right one and to be guided through the entire process. Then it's all about the modular approach and the API-driven architecture we have. So you might be, guys, you're interested about driving and maybe connecting to the consoles through an API. You might be interested about integrating some part of our console into one of your in-house product, let's say a SOC, a CIAM, whatever, a solution that is maybe doing a specific job. That's possible with our product. It's fully API based, so all the different menus, features, actions are available through an API, and everything inside, all the features I will say inside the console are based on different models that you can enable or not. Again, depending on your customer and what your customer wanted to achieve. Next point, again, I've already touched this, is the fact that we are giving you as a partner a specific global dashboard. So you get your own global view about your different customers, the different usages, the different use cases, and I would say the different activity for each and every customer. So we give you all the all the view about the different customers. Number 7 is all about the all about the fact that we are suggesting the next step for your different users. So let's imagine that your customers already started to work and to use the CyberElements platform for covering one specific use case. We are suggesting automatically to reach the next use case, or if they are maybe stuck in the middle of something, we are suggesting the next technical step. Again, being sure that there's not a single customer that is blocked, stuck in something in the middle of the console. We can check, and we give you the same view. You can track all your customers, checking where they are in the process, if they already, let's say, successfully deployed gateways on their premises, or if they already published some applications, or maybe not. And depending on where your customer is, we can suggest the next step, sending some videos and sending some documentation. So again, the platform is adjusting depending on where the user is in its journey. Point number 8 is the billing and the pay-per-use capabilities. So CyberElements comes with this approach of pay-per-use. So we are looking at the end of the month or the quarter, the real consumption for every single customer, and we are billing depending on that. So let's say that one of your customers use the platform for, let's say, 20 users, so we will charge for 20 users. If the other one consumed only, let's say, 5 users, then we'll bill for 5 users. And you get a single, you as a partner, you get a single invoice from us, from Renaissance, for the total number of users that you have across the different customers. And then it will be your job to invoice and to bill the different customers you have. But again, just keep in mind that it's a flexible and it's a pay-per-use approach. That's really key when it comes to talking about a real SaaS platform. And the last two, I would say, principles is the fact that we are automating the reporting and the invoicing. So you get automatically, again, depending on the usage, you get automatically the right invoices and explaining you the breakdown. So, okay, we are invoicing, let's say, 200 users, and this is a breakdown. Customer A, 20 users, customer B, 5, and so on. So you get the full invoicing with all the breakdown. And again, that's everything. I would say comes to the last one, which is the fact that if we are covering all those principles, we are, I would say, fully ready for the MSSP approach. And so you can be sure that your job will be easier using CyberElements as a SaaS platform for the identity and access management use cases. So those are the different key principles that we have. The last one that I wanted to touch today is the MSSP program we have. So you understood that CyberElements is a great platform when it comes to talking about identity and access management. You understood that we are, I would say, covering the 10 key principles when it comes to be a real SaaS platform. Now it's time to understand what we can do for you as an MSSP, dealing with different customers and dealing, of course, with CyberElements and Renaissance. So again, what you have to understand is that we've designed a dedicated MSSP approach on top of the previous, or not previous, but the original approach that was, okay, you have one customer, let's define the number of users that this customer will consume. We are invoicing upfront. We are getting a payment upfront. That was and it's still an option on the table. But on top of that, we've designed this MSSP approach with this attractive business model. So we are looking at the exact number of users that were consumed at the end of the period. You get invoiced based on that. And we're also looking at the total number of users for your total number of customers, and you will be charged, you as a partner, you will be charged based on that. And the more you have users and customers, the less you will pay per user. By the way, you probably understood that Cyberelements is licensed depending on the number of concurrent users, so the CCUs, so the real number of people connected at the same time to the Cyberelements platform. And so instead of looking for individually for each and every single customer, we'll say, we're looking at the total number of users for your total number of customers you are dealing with. And again, the more users you have, the less you will pay. And so you can reflect that on your own customers' invoices, or you can keep that as more margin. Of course, as a reseller, that comes with a 25% by default margin, which is the breakdown is 20% plus 5% if you are, I would say, bringing us the lead, so as a lead reg. So that's the by default 25% discount on the public price. And of course, again, the more you're selling, the less you will pay. And again, it's more margin for you or better prices for all your customers or the next ones. That's up to you. So keep in mind that as an MSSP, what you get with Cyberelements is a full SaaS platform that is designed from day one to follow all the key principles of the SaaS platform. This platform is licensed based on the concurrent users. We are, I will say, looking at considering your customers as a total number of users. The more you sell, the more you get margins, and it's a per use. So again, you don't have to go for a sales cycle where you have to define first the number of users that your customer might be using, trying to get the budget first, invoicing upfront, getting a payment upfront. It's always about the real consumption at the end of, usually it's depending on the quarter, but might be on a monthly basis, depending on some cases. But that's what we have designed for you, again, as an MSSP, to get something attractive for you and for your different customers. And the last point, again, is the fact that we're providing you all the analytics and all the tools to be able to manage on daily basis different customers, being able to switch from one customer environment to another one, and get the global view of all the activities and understanding deeply your own customers. All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk today with you guys. Maybe the last point is just a kind of summary, a sum up of why Cyberelements is standing out comparing to other PAM, IGA, ZTNA solutions on the market. Again, we are coming with a single SaaS platform combining all everything about IAM, I would say Identity and Access Management. So PAM, Privileged Access Management, ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access, IGA, Identity Governance. That's an all-in-one SaaS platform. And of course, we are, I would say, checking all the boxes when it comes to talk about the best practices as a SaaS provider. So Cyberelements is really a SaaS provider in a nutshell, comparing to other legacy solutions on the market. All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to introduce you to you today. So feel free to go on cyberelements.io. You can create your own Cyberelements platform as a partner. You can get your own environment that you can keep on the long term, and so you can build a kind of demo environment if you want to demonstrate Cyberelements to your own customers. You just have to, again, go on cyberelements.io, click on start for free. Same process than for your customers, takes 3 minutes. You get your own platform, you can start building up your environment, and you're good to go.
Thanks very much, Jonathan. I think, you mentioned the 3 minutes a few times, and I think that's probably one of the key things that, as I think I mentioned earlier on, the ability to be able to do and roll that up so quickly is, for an MSP is just, it's game changing really. And that's the feedback that we've been getting. Um, I suppose one of the questions that's come up is, what would you see really as the typical customers that are targeted by Cyberelements, Jonathan?
It's a good question. The sweet spot is definitely around mid-sized companies that don't have an existing access management platform or different products, I would say. And usually we're starting by covering one of the use cases that I've mentioned, might be the remote access for employees. That's what we do a lot, for example, of the Irish market with county councils. The other one that is really, I will say, at the core of the initial program is the PAM. So PAM for external providers, third parties. That's really the top, probably the top one. And it's a way to cover the most pressing issue, which is external people that don't really know about, being sure that those guys that are really at risk are safe when they are connecting to my own critical environments. And then we can land and expand, and we can expand to other, I would say, use cases. So covering local IT guys, employees, if it was not the first use case. So that's how we start, how we land, and how we expand. And yeah, definitely the sweet spot is around mid-sized companies. Again, depending on the markets where we are, mid-size might be different, but we can say that starting at around 200 employees. But we also have smaller customers over the Irish market. So yeah, it's I would say small, mid-sized companies. That's our sweet spot again. And then any vertical. So we have county councils in Ireland. We have private companies in different sectors, and industrial companies, services. Well, it's quite large.
Yeah, no, I can attest to that for certain. And I think one of the reasons why quite a lot of them signed up was really to do with insurers, their cyber insurance companies saying that you've got to have this type of solution in place. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, and we've got actually a couple of great customers around that. Yeah, they have no other choice than checking the boxes. I don't want to say it's only checking the boxes for checking the boxes. We're providing real value, but the main driver here is, yeah, definitely being compliant with some regulation. And of course, to get more benefits at the end, they really see the value around the trust when users are connecting again to very critical environments. They can get a full trustability, full audit of all the actions made on systems. So it's always a good thing. But yeah, sometimes the starting point is the regulations. Yeah, might be some, I would say, vertical regulations in the insurance sector, for example, or might be global, like NIS2. That's a hot topic for us today. NIS2 and Cloud Resilience Act as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, just about everybody's either talking about NIS2 or DORA. There's so much of that around at the moment, and people are looking for ways and ensuring that they're compliant within those. I suppose the other one was that what would you see as a typical example of a managed service that the MSSPs can deliver to the marketplace?
I believe the MSSPs can take this platform as with two drivers in mind, I would say. The first one is securing themselves, so being able to securely connect to their own customers and maybe proving their own actions. It's not only on the customer side being able to prove that maybe the third party did something wrong. It's also for this third party proving that he did the right job. So that's the first angle, and the way that they can use the product and the platform. And the second is, yeah, definitely being able to onboard more and more customers quickly, so they can, yeah, secure their own users. So those are the two say drivers that MSSPs can bring on a daily basis. Yeah, some of them still have some old-fashioned tools like VPNs, for example. So it's a good way for MSSPs to bring some value to their existing I'll say customer base.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, and interestingly, our central bank, the Central Bank of Ireland, one of the things that it does for everybody that comes underneath them, it talks about you must have the capability of understanding what third parties are doing within your environment, and this is obviously a perfect tool for that as well. Um, there doesn't seem to be any more questions unless there's anybody from the audience have anything else they'd like to add now, a question they'd like to raise. If not, I think we'll say thanks very much, Jonathan. I thought that was really interesting. And I do think, as you mentioned, this too is a huge driver, and we're going to see more and more requirements for this type of solution in the marketplace. My understanding is we're going to sign it into law July of next year, but it was my understanding it was going to happen before that. But anyway, we'll put that down as a date at the moment. No, I very much appreciate it, and thank you everybody for attending. And we will be circulating the presentation afterwards, but feel free to send any questions to ourselves anyway, and we'll be happy to discuss those with you. Thanks, Jonathan. Much appreciated.